This is the continuation of a previous video, so welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're seeing me for the first time. Also, let me not forget to say thank you for subscribing to my channel membership, because that is the only way you're going to be seeing this particular video. I created this video only specially for my channel members, so thank you for subscribing. Guy, it's so nice to have you here. Now all my teach yourself how to sew are going to be coming only to the channel members, so expect a whole lot of teach yourself how to, broken down in simpler versions. Anyways, before we get into today's video, can I quickly say thank you Stitches by Passion for my lovely crop top. Girl, I love this so much. So she used to be an ex-student and she gifted me this, like she promised me when she was learning, and then after she did it, she gifted me this crop top and I love it so much. So thank you Stitches by Passion. I'm going to be putting down her handle on the screen so you can go check her out. Thank you girl. And let's get into today's video. I'm going to be referencing more to the main video, the first part of this whole process, me trying to perfect my pants making. Now the first pattern was a short, and on that previous video I talked about how I realized the mistake and I tried to trash the mistake, and once I was done making the short, I also realized another mistake which I said I was going to be correcting on the process where I make a longer version of it. Okay, where I make that particular short, I make it into a pant, a long pant that gets to the ankle. So that is what we're doing today. We're going to be correcting the new mistake from the previous video, and then I'm also going to be emphasizing on the crouch length and the crouch depth, so you get it into your skull. Okay, so we're going to be doing that a lot on this video. I'm going to be emphasizing on it a lot on this video. Anyways, now before I even started this whole process, I had to take my time again and go watch that previous video, that one I uploaded I think 2-3 weeks ago. I had to take my time again, watch it carefully, then pen down and just try to see if there's anything I can correct. And while doing that, I actually found out something I can correct, which is going to be on the crouch. So that is something I'm going to be trying to correct on this video, so we can get like the perfect pants, if not perfect but close to perfect pants, and then we can continue from there to correct it until we get something that we are all comfortable with. So after taking my time and after seeing what I needed to do, I went back to the drawing board, and which is this video, and I decided to recreate a longer pants pattern. And this time around, the shorts, we did not talk about the round knee, the round ankle. This video we're going to be doing it, we're going to be understanding how we get to break what we break down to mark the round ankle and the round knee, and we're just going to be taking our time to understand how to make a pant. Okay, because this is teach yourself. I am trying to teach myself, and in that process I'm trying to teach you or show you how I'm teaching myself. So please don't forget to like this video if you find it interesting, like it, and don't forget to subscribe. You should be subscribed already. Before you to be my channel member, you should be subscribed. So yeah, do that, and please take the opportunity right now and engage on the comment section, because this is channel member video. So I'm going to be just looking out for your comments, and whatever it is you want to ask. I'm going to be tackling it and getting back to you immediately, because you guys are now my VIP, so I have to take care of you so much. Okay, I have to pay close attention to your needs, right? So go ahead and communicate, engage, suggest, ask anything on the comment section. It's all yours, and that is going to be it on the intro. Let's just get into the whole process. The first thing I did already off the camera was take 2 inches from this point in, and then on top of my pattern, so I took 2 inches from this point in. So this is the first thing I did. Like I said on the previous video, which is the first teach yourself how to sew pant edition, I said I was going to start taking allowance. I will give allowance first before I start marking my measurements. So that's the first thing. Now I have my process here, and I'm going to be following everything I have here. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to label the pattern. Okay, so the first point here is the waist. Let me use my marker. The first point here, which is this line, the first vertical measurement of the first point is the waist. So I'm just going to label here, waist. And just as the human body is positioned, we're going to be taking the waist to hip, the waist to the crouch depth, the waist to the knee point, the waist to the length, okay? And that's what we're going to be doing accordingly. Before I start marking down my vertical measurements, I'm going to be taking away my band measurement, okay? My band length, I'm going to take that away before I mark my waist to hip. So my band length attached to my trouser is going to be 2 inches. So I'm going to be taking 2 inches away from my vertical measurements. So 2 inches off, I'll place my tape from 2 inches and then I'll mark my waist to hip. Okay, so that's that. So 2 inches off my tape, I'm talking from 2 inches, I'll mark 10 inches as my hip point. This is my hip point, waist to hip. So after waist, then you have your hip, of course. Now I'm going to be marking my waist to my crouch depth. So the waist to my crouch depth is 11 inches. So this is one of the parts that I said on my first video that I was going to be adjusting. Now, instead of marking 11 inches, which is my crouch depth, I'm going to be saying 11 inches plus 0.75 is allowance. Is allowance. Now, is allowance the fact that I need freedom around that my crouch. Okay, that's for the depth. I need it to be a little bit free. I don't want it to, because the last video, the last part I made, my crouch was sitting very, very close to my pom-pom, like it was just piercing it, a bit tight. It was just so tight, and that particular part of my body was not comfortable. So I'm going to be adding 0.75 is allowance. So what I'll be marking as my crouch depth is 11.07. So take note of this. This is one of the adjustments that we're going to be doing, continuation from the last teacher said how to sew pants edition. So this is 11.75, and in case you're still wondering, I want is okay, I want freedom around my crouch. This is crouch. So waist to hip, waist to crouch depth plus ease. Now I'm going to say waist to my knee point. And my knee point is 20.5 inches. So still taking away 2 inches. Now all the measurements I have been marking, I've been taking away 2 inches. Okay, so take away 2 inches. I don't know if you're doing a bandless pants, don't take away any 2 inches, mark directly, okay? Well, if you are going to be attaching an external band, that is why you should take away 2 inches. So I'm marking my nail point, which is 20.5. And you can see everything is happening inside this box, right? Nothing is coming outside it. This is my knee. So points, points, points. Now the last vertical measurement is the length of my pants. Now the length of my pants is going to be 42 plus 1 inch for hemming. So I'm taking away 2 inches still, and I'll mark 42 plus 1 inch for hemming. So I'll just mark 43. Now, in case your pattern length from here to here is not enough, you can add, because that's what I do. I joined my pattern to get this length. Okay, so you can always add your pattern to get the next diagonals. So now that we're done, we're going to go into the next step, which is marking all the measurements, okay, the round measurement of this point. We're going to be doing that. But before then, we're going to be, or I am going to be coming in from this point, that's from the waist line. I'll mark 1.5 inch in, and that is my shaping allowance. Now, from the waist to the hip is not straight. That's the side seam, because this is the side seam. This line here in, this is for the side seam. I want you to take a look at your side seam, your waist to your hip. Is it straight? It is not. For most people, it isn't. So unless you have the structure where you, from your waist, or sorry, from your shoulder to your length is just straight up. Unless that, but mostly there's always like a shaping or a shape happening from your waist to your hip. Okay, the waist is always like smaller than the hip in most occasions. Okay, so for that reason, I'll mark 1.5 from here in, and I'll connect that 1.5 to the hip to give it that curve. Okay, use everything. So I'll mark 1.5 here. So note that I started from this point and I went in by 1.5. And I'll connect that to this point here, the hip. Okay, so here is 1.5. Once I'm done taking the 1.5, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide my round waist by 4, and I'll mark it down here. So I'm going to be making a video where I talk to you guys why we divide by 4 when marking, okay? Just strictly dedicated to why we divide by 4. Now, note that my round waist is 30. 30 divided by 4 gives you 7.5. So this is my 7.5 here. I'm marking it out, okay, from this point, the 1.5 here. I'm going in and I'm marking 7.5. And on this line, I'm going to be marking 0.25 is allowance, okay? Just 0.25 is allowance. And I'll mark that here. That's done. I'll move to the hip point. I'll divide my round hip by 4. My round hip is 44, so 44 divided by 4 gives you 11. And I'm going to also mark the same 0.25 is allowance, okay? Just 0.25 is allowance. And I'll connect this to the waist. The next thing I'm going to do is my crowd extension. Now, my crowd extension, what I'll be dividing here is my round lap. Like I said, this is a continuation of the first Teach Yourself How to Sew Pant edition, and this is the same process that we followed. Okay, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to see if it's going to be very perfect on the pants, and then adjust the mistakes that I also made there. Okay, just to perfect our pattern. So my crowd extension is going to be my round lap, which is 27.5 divided by 2, and I'll mark it as my crouch. Okay, so that's how my crowd extension shall be. Extension is going to be 2 inches added to this measurement. So to mark what I'll mark as my crouch depth, I'm going to be dividing my round lap by 2, which is 13.75, and I'll mark this on my crouch depth. Okay. Now this line is not going to be enough. I need to extend my line. So 2 inches, 11 points. So this is my 13.75. Now for the crop extension, I'm just going to be adding extra 2 inches, and that's it. So to extend my crouch, I'm just going to add 2 inches to that measurement, and I'll mark it here. So now I'm going to be connecting this point to this point, but then a little bit above the hip point. Like I'll have to make a curve a little bit above the hip point. And to do this, I'm going to be using my curve. I'm just going to create like a point, probably on my round hip divided by 4. I'm just trying to get like a perfect curve. Now this point is not really necessary. I just want to use it to create my curve. So from this point, I'm just going to create an angle by 1.5 inch like this. Just be able to get my curve. So now, to create my curve, I'll connect this point to this point, and then this point continuation here. Okay, so it's going to be 1, 2, somewhere around here 3. Okay, that's just it. Now what did I do? I marked my hip measurement here, and from here I just came out by 1.5 to create an angle. And I'm just going to connect like this, right? And then continuation to the third place. And this is my crouch. Yeah. Now next, we're going to move to the next thing we need to do. Now the next thing we need to do is we're going to be finding the middle point of this pant. And to get the middle point of the pant, I'm going to place my tape from here to here and get the number. So I'll place my tape from here. This is on the crouch depth to know the width. So I have 15.75. 15.75. I'll fold this into 2. I'm just going to fold my tape into 2, and this is just going to be my middle point. So I'm just going to mark what I folded into 2 like this. This is just helping me get in the front of the pants, okay? So I'm marking what I folded, what I got folding my pants into. I'm marking here. Okay. So apparently I got folding my tape into 2 from 15.75, I got 7.85. Now that's the same thing I marked here. I'll mark it here on the knee line and I'll mark it here on the length. Okay, this is just going to help me position my pants very well. So what I got from folding my tape into 10, I'm just going to mark it here on the knee line. I'll connect this to the crouch. This is the middle line of my pants. I'm also marking this on the length. So what you get from here to here, fold your tape into 2, like divide it into 2, and that's what you're going to be marking everywhere, okay? This is the middle line of pants. So now that we have our middle line sorted out, we're going to be marking the knee measurement and the length measurement. Okay, so my round knee, I'll mark this. So I'll mark my round knee here on the knee point, and I'll mark my round length on the leg point. So my round knee is 21. I'll be dividing 21 by 4. Okay, so 21 divided by 4 is that 21 divided by 4 is okay. 10.5. I'll divide 10.5 by 2. That's I'm trying to divide my 21 by 4, and I'm getting 5.25, so I'll mark 5.25 to this part and 5.25 to this part, okay? From this middle line, I'll go here 5.25. From here, I'll come here 5.25, okay? That's very easy. Expect a video of me breaking down why we do all these things. So here is 5.25 and then 5.25. Now 5.25 plus 5.25 give you 10.5. And when you cut the back, I do the same thing, 10.5. So 10.5 plus 10.5 give you 21. You get that easy. So what I'll do is I'll connect my crouch from this point, I'll connect to this point, and from this point here, I'll connect to this point. So let's do it together. Now this is where it is always advisable to use your curve. If you have like a proper curve, there is a curve happening from here to here, so that it's very advisable to use your curve without that part. But I don't have it yet, so I'm just going to make do of what I have. Are you guys saying that it's coming together? Are you seeing it? Now we're done with this part. We're done with the upper parts. Now remember that this is the front pattern that we're drafting, right? This is the paragraph of the front pattern. So from the front, we're going to get the back. So once we're done with this, we're going to move down to the length. I'll do the same thing. My round length, my round base is 20 inches. How wide I want the down to be is 20 inches. I'll be dividing 20 inches by 4. And you guys know that dividing your 20 inches by 4 gives you 5. 20 divided by 4 gives you 5, right? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to mark 5 from here to here and 5 from here to here. And this is happening on the lens, okay? So mark 5 from here to here. And then 5 from here to here. So everything is happening from the middle points. So from the middle points, I go out to this place. From the middle points, I go out to this place, okay? And now connect here to this point, and then here to this point. So this part, please grab your long ruler because it's gonna be a long ride from the top to the base. So adjust where you need to adjust. I'll do the same thing. And also adjust because there are no sharp edges in your body, okay? Everything curvy. So this is it. I'm looking at my book to see if I am deleting anything. This is it. So 5 here, 5 here. And at this point, you can go ahead and add your allowance, but I'm not be doing allowance here. I'm not be adding any allowance on my pattern. I'll be doing that. That's my sewing allowance. I'll be doing that when I am cutting on the fabric, okay? Because I'm going to be cutting out this particular pattern. So once we're done with this, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be dropping my waist line, like my front waist. This is the center front. This is your center front. And this is where your crouch length sits. Okay, this line here to this point is your crouch length. So this is my center front. I'll be dropping on the waist. I'll come down by 1 inch and I'll connect it to this point. So I'll come down by 1 and I'll connect it to this point, but then I'll come in by 0.75 so I don't connect totally to the end, okay? So this is the front drop. I won't be cutting it now because I'll be using the same pattern to cut my back. Okay, so I'll be cutting it. Now that I have this done, this is my new front to this point. This is my new front, okay? Now before I cut, I'm going to be confirming my crouch length on the front. Okay, this is very important. I'm going to confirm my crouch length on the front. So to do that, I'll place my tape on this line here and I'll calculate what I have because I need this to calculate my crouch length later, my total crouch length later once I'm done. So from the drop to this point. I think I have 12. I'll calculate it again. to reconfirm before I cut. I have 12.5. I'm just going to write that here. My total couch length is 12.5, okay? Total couch length 12.5 on the front. So this is very, very important for when we do have the back, so we can calculate and know if you are on the right track. So please write down what you have on your couch length from here to here. Very easy. Now we can go ahead and cut out the pattern, but I'm cutting it in full. Once I'm done drafting out the back, I can cut out my yoke, okay? So let's cut. So for the back pattern, all we have to do is get a fresh paper, my fresh paper. I did the same thing I did on the front. I attached more pattern to make it longer. And I went ahead to mark down 2 inches from the top of the pattern down, because in case we need to raise my pattern, I need allowance. Okay, so give the allowance. You can skip this side because yeah, we have the front, so you can skip this particular allowance, but don't skip this. So I'm just going to place my front pattern on this line. This line here must align, and then I'm just going to pin. So now I have this pin, making sure that this line is my guideline, and every other thing sits normal. I'm going to extend the crouch here by 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, 1.5. I'm just going to extend all the points by 1.5. Now we can choose to extend the crouch by 1.5 and this other side by 1 inch. It's up to you. So I'm just going to extend here by 1.5. I connected it immediately because you must make sure your front and your back crouch is equal, okay? I don't know, not my rule, it's something I learned. So I just extended here by 1.5, it is this. And I'll do the same thing till I get to the hip point. I'll stop and then I'll create my curve, okay? So on the waist, I will extend by 1.5. On the hip, I will extend by 1.5. I'll connect. And use my ruler to create the curve for the back crouch. The crouch has to be equal, so you have to come from here. All this part has to be equal, so you have to come from here. Like this. Sorry guys, let me use another. This is a crouch, okay? This is it. Now this 1.5 here, I'll use it to sew the back to the front. Now a lot of you was asking me, a lot of you guys were saying something about the zip allowance. I'm going to be using the small allowance basically to join this space to close my zip, but my zip is going to be sitting at the back. But this is my crouch. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the knee line 1.5. So this is just 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, straight down. But please remember what I did here. I started from the waist 1.5, from the hip here, from the hip line. Sorry, from the hip line. This is my 1.5. Thank God I checked it. This is my 1.5. So just make sure you're extending yours by 1.5, okay? So please, what just happened right now is, this is cancelled. What happened right now with this crouch extension is from my hip line, I extended by 1.5. So every extension I was doing was from each point. Okay, so from my waistline on the front pattern, I extended by 1.5. From my hip line on the front pattern, I extended by 1.5. The same thing, okay, so that is why I had to cross check, and that's how I was able to find out I made a mistake. Now this is it. I'm just going to cut this out so you can see what I have. Now before I even cut it out, I have to measure this line, the back crouch. This is the back. The back center crouch or crouch length. I have to measure it to confirm what I have there. So I'm going to measure what I have on my back crouch. This is the line. So I'm confirming my crouch length. I have 13.5. I'll reconfirm. $13.5. So you guys remember that on the front I had on the front I had 12.5, and now on the back I'm having 13.5. Now this is the one this plus this is 5 plus this 6 points. There's 2, this is 26 in total, plus 4 inches for my band. 4 inches for my band. Okay, so this plus this gives you 26 plus 4 inches for my band, like 2 inches on the back, 2 inches at the front. So 26 plus 4, this is 30, and this is correct, okay? Because I was looking for 29, but 30 is okay, so I don't need to raise my back pattern. It's okay, I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my pattern. So there's no need for me to raise my back pattern to get my 29, because in total, when I'm done sewing this, I'm going to be getting 30 inches as the crouch length, okay? The crouch length from the back to the front, I'm going to be getting 30 inches. And that is very fine with me. That is very fine. And let's just go ahead and cut this out, okay? This is the back. I'm just going to right back. This is the back crouch length, which is 13.5 after calculating. I'm just going to go ahead and cut out my front drop. My front and my back now. The sides for front and back have to match, because this is, you're going to be joining the front to the back. That's the side seam. Okay, this is the side seam. But the center back and the center front is not a necessity. It's not a necessity for it to match. Okay, not necessary, because this center front is sitting in the front and the center back will be sitting at the back. Now, normally I was supposed to add zip allowance at the back because I want my zip allowance at the back. But I won't be doing that. I'll just use the small allowance from here to join my zip. Now, you guys, this trouser, we're going to be cutting more and more and more and more pattern, okay? But this is just like the basic pants pattern. We're going to try this out, sew it, and find out what the fitting is like, okay? And if we like what the fitting of this particular pant is, we can go ahead and turn it into a boot cut, a palazzo, a tight pant that's tight here, a tight. We're just going to develop this into different type of pattern. But if you don't like it, I personally will go look for another method and come share with you guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and cut this on the fabric. And while cutting, we're going to be like only half an inch allowance on all points.